the top. But number 9, man. See, when we host these shows, we must force ourselves to be sports historians. Paying attention to not just the people who we've seen play, but you have to check into, you have a thing called YouTube. You can go and check out other things and check out statistics and listen to other people talk, and they'll tell you who's good. This is the point in having an uncle, a father, a grandfather, friends, homies, cousins, clans, posses, crews, and cliques. Now, number 9 is a dude that nobody, and I do mean nobody, talks about. I've heard this. Last time I heard this man's name is when the Jacksonville Jaguars were coming into existence. He was part of the ownership group that was putting a football team in Jacksonville. He goes by the name, he's a former Kansas City thief. Excuse me, Chief. I'm a Raider fan, so I can't never say Chief flat out, so I'm going to diss them along with giving them credit. One of the best organizations in football. Check the records. But this is a dude, man, he was dominating in the 80s. He would knock your block off in the 80s. He goes by the name of Deron Cherry. You don't believe me? Look it up, man. Nobody talks about this dude, but he was one of the more dominant safeties of his time. He can get you in coverage. He'll knock your block off. He can do an excellent tackler. This is when you had to actually play football to be able to be a football player, the National Football League. Big time safety, Deron Cherry. The next dude is part of one of the most dominant backfields in NCAA history. He's a USC Trojan, played with one of my favorite players. I'm not going to say the favorite player because he's somewhere on the list too. You'll find out when I get to it. I'm a former defensive back. You can tell by my freak body now, shaped more like a defensive tackle now. You know, maybe a linebacker, maybe inside linebacker on the Mike Singletary side of the game. But this is another dude that nobody talks about. See, man, you gotta stop. Look, I beg you guys, twice a week, every week, stop listening to the TV and start looking at the TV. This dude started off the Cincinnati Bengals, lost the Super Bowl there, went on up to the great state of Minnesota with my man RC, dominated up there for a long time, was one of the more feared hitters in basketball. No, that's from Oklahoma. Jelani, I should have had him on there. Sorry, low key, it ain't him either. He goes by the name, number 47, one of the best safeties I've ever seen. He goes by the name of Big Time Joey Browner. Big hitter, big coverage, big time players, and big time players. Benny Blaze was a hell of a safety out of the University of Miami, and Troy Polamalu is a dope safety out of USC. But you two guys, wrong! But they dope. They dope. I didn't think of Benny Blaze, and him and his brother Brian was awesome out of the U. Should have thought that, man, you know what? I should have had him on here. The next up, man, number 7. I only do 3 at a time, so keep people guessing and hoping you engage, and then I'll come back to it later. Now, I got my man. This dude, I don't care what nobody say. And you know what? Obviously, these sports writers, see, this is what I don't like about these Hall of Fame voters. Carl Thomas has to be one of the voters in Professional Athletes Hall of Fame in every group. Because these guys are too emotional. If you don't like a guy, or if you feel that this team has too many people, feel and like this is not R&B. This is not Dr. Phil. This is the End of the Bench podcast. This is sports. What you feel don't mean a damn thing, man. Your feelings don't count. But this man is so long overdue in the National Football League or Pro Football Hall of Fame. It is a shame. It is a travesty. They need to take a running start from Bangor, Maine, and don't stop until they slap the hell out of you in San Diego, California. That's how long you need to run. A pow! Hit you in the face that this brother, Donnie Shell, or the Steel Curtain, one of the greatest safeties ever, is not in the Hall of Fame, but he owned the Supreme Court for the end of the day. I got Mo Cheese in the building. Thank you for the support. Much love. Donnie Shell needs to be in the Hall of Fame, but these dudes want to get in their feelings. We feel Pittsburgh has too many people. Look, you do not penalize people for playing in an excellent organization and dominate. Look, And there's no disrespect to our brother Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy is an excellent coach, was an excellent defensive coordinator, won the Super Bowl, the whole nine. Hey man, we're at the bottom of the list, homie. Slow down, number one, Chief Rocker. I had to check Chief. Sometimes you gotta grab Chief in the collar. Chief be getting outraged. But it's a damn shame. Another dude who needs to be in the Hall of Fame, he got better numbers. He don't have as many Super Bowls, but he was equally as dominant. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He ain't on this list. But Chief Rocker not gonna like this. But Drew Pearson needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Drew Pearson. If Lynn Swan bum ass is in the Hall of Fame, Drew Pearson needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Because if you ask me, Drew Pearson, even though if RC was in here, he'd be saying something about Drew Pearson mama. Because he want to punch Drew Pearson in the eye for pushing off in that damn Hail Mary game. But Drew Pearson should be in the Hall of Fame. But that's it, man. Bottom three on my list: Deron Cherry, Joey Browner, and Donnie Shell. They need to be in the National Football. Well, they the bottom three safeties on my list, and all three of them need to be in the Hall of Fame. Joey Brown needs to be. You know what, man? My next topic really has zero to do with sports. Got a lot to do with Chicago. It's one of my favorite columnists. I knew Chief Rock was gonna hit me with the Screw Drew, but hey man, he a Giant fan. What you expect? But you know what? If dude wasn't good, Chief Rocker wouldn't even say nothing. That's how you know Drew Pearson is good. Because Chief Rocker would have just been like, man, dude a bomb. But he say screw Drew, that means Drew then cooked a couple of them dudes on the Giants to the demise of number one Chief Rocker. I got the greatest DJ west of the Mississippi holding it down for the great state of California. My cousin, him, his wife, and his sister BB, they in the building. DJ. Yeah, low key. What's up, cuz? Welcome to the show. I'm terrorizing my homie low key. But I want to say, man, rest in peace to Cleo Wilbon. Passed away yesterday at the age of 93. Great columnist Mike Wilbon's mom, man. It's a sad day for Mike Wilbon. He always offers excellent commentary. And if he might be the only or one of the very few people in mainstream media who consistently speaks his mind no matter what the topic is. So rest in peace to his mom and peace and blessings to the Wilbon family. Moment of silence. Now, with that being said, man, I want to talk about something that if she was in the chat room, Tiffany Sports and Hills would probably be happy with. I'm going to talk about the World Championships. And this World Championships leads me into another topic. The World Championships, I want to ask a question. This goes back to the earlier topic of the exploitation of young athletes and how older, powerful, more than likely white men get over, like in boxing. Don't nobody care about boxers getting knocked out and getting their block knocked off, but we care about this other stuff. And if you ask me, the World Championships are not as popular in the United States of America for one reason and one reason only. It is because most of the events in the World Championships are dominated by brown people. You know, one of the things I'm going to talk about is this basketball situation. I'll talk about that later. I'm going to talk about track and field. I'm going to talk about swimming. I'm going to talk about other events. See, you go to the World Championships and you see all these things, track and field, equestrian, aquatic sports, and they're part of the World Championships. And guess what? People in the World Championships get paid handsomely. Usain Bolt is a millionaire because of the World Championships. And again, this country is about maintaining a status quo and keeping poor people poor no matter what they look like and rich people rich. You got guys like Edwin Moses, Skeets Nehemiah, Carl Lewis, Mike Conley Sr. from Chicago, Justin Gatlin, and these guys are millionaires because they participate in the World Championship. If you are a participant in the World Championships, you get paid handsomely, and then you will come back to your community and potentially inflate the value of property, and then you will be able to segregate yourself like other cultures. And people who are rich don't want poor people, no matter what they look like, to do that. You know, we can turn it into a black and white thing, but it's really not as a poor versus rich thing. Because there's no way in hell you have people like Raheem Ishmael. I'm going to go back to the 80s. Raheem Ishmael, Reggie Brooks, and others who could be track and field superstars with less wear and tear on their body. They can go over there, become millionaires, come back to their community, enrich their communities. And this is the last thing on the docket in regards to sports. The World Championships means everybody's participating. Hey, again, they are trying to outprice the cheapest game because they call it soccer clubs and things like that. They're trying to outprice sports in general. And when you remove sports from poor people, all poor people are gonna do is create another opportunity. But when you make track and field too expensive to do, soccer too expensive to do, Willie Gault, shout out to Jelani Willie Gault, exactly, and others, they could have been millionaires without the brutalization of football. But when you remove those opportunities, all poor people gonna do, we will engineer another way. I'm a hip hop fanatic. I'm living proof. You took music out of my schools. We put them turntables and DJs. People like Flash and those dudes got down, and next thing you know, DJ Hollywood and all those cats, they created hip hop in the Bronx. Super DJ Kool Herc, Africa Bam, they created hip hop, and bam, here we are today. So we're just gonna create another opportunity, but this is why you don't hear about track and field. Kind of, we laugh at, we tease Sports and Heels when she's talking about these things, but to be perfectly honest, we need to get back into those things because you got Wilma Rudolph, you got my girl, the late great Florence Griffin Joyner, rest in peace. You got her sister Jackie Joyner Kersey, Bob Kersey, so forth. Man, you got millionaires, man. And look, guess Florence Griffin went her behind right back to East St. Louis, right back down to we call it Illinois, the boogie. Went back down to the boogie, started investing in her community because we must reestablish the middle class some way, somehow, point blank, period. But these are ways you can do it. I understand academically you can do it as well, but this is a sports show. We can talk about the academics Wednesday on Brothers Gonna Work It Out with me, and I'm on Chief Rock Chapter. See, Mochi said something. Let me go to this in the chat room. Shout out to Wonder Twins competing in 7 events in the AAU Junior Olympics starting tomorrow at North Carolina A&T. My nieces are seated 8th in the national triathlon. Shout out to the young people excelling and prevailing. The reason I'm even focusing on athletics instead of academics is this. One of the reasons you need that focus on athletics is you can focus on athletics instead of academics. Sometimes you don't know the kind of student you can be until you're forced to do something else. You get in your comfort zone, you play sports, you bust your behind. Now you've actually created a work ethic. You didn't even realize while you were practicing all those days and busting your behind, you didn't realize that you were turning yourself into a student. You were just a student of a sport. So when you get to college and they introduce you to other things, it broadens your horizon because at some point you have these blinders on. You can't see left or right, but once they take those blinders off, when you get into a high school setting and other people are challenging you or a university setting, now one of those blinders goes down, the other one goes down, and that's why athletics is key to academic because A, you learn social skills, B, you learn how to work hard, and you understand working hard will get you where you need to be, and C, it teaches you how to be an individual and potentially become an entrepreneur so you can help yourself, your family, and your community. Remember the HRap B, it ain't even the HRap B policy, it is the John Williams Sr., Dolores, and Nat Williams motto. It is family. It is clan. It is tribe. It is community. Family, clan, tribe, culture. Fuck that up. They mad at me. Rest in peace to my parents. I blew it. But that's how you have to get out. So point blank period, man. These world championships, we need to start paying attention to them because if you can go to college and have less wear and tear on your body, do like Edward Moses and receive one hell of an education, get a PhD, and then be financially set for the rest of your life, why not? How about that? Why not? big ups to the track and field people, the world championship people, and we need to push our young people into